Hello lads, and welcome back to another one of these FIFA experiments that I'm doing. Last time what we did was we put all the players that weren't involved in the British Isles, we took them out of the Premier League and see what the results would have been. It was certainly a very interesting league table at the end of the season. I will put a link in the description and probably an annotation in the top right hand corner, as well as guiding you back to it at the end if you want to watch it. This time we're doing a similar thing but with La Liga in Spain. I did ask you lads at the end of the last video what you would prefer for me to do in the next experiment. At the time of recording, we have 1 vote for La Liga and 2 votes for other comment, and no one commented. So we're doing La Liga. If you don't know how one of these work, basically what I do is I simulate only the players from the home nation of the league playing in the team. It was a lot easier to do this one, certainly, but what we've done, if we haven't got enough players, we've put players out on loan from different leagues and I've put them in the team, as well as using some B teams. I've been allowed to put some B team players in with the senior squad. I have created quite a few players to make up the numbers, and I've used the stats, I've translated them from Football Manager, and that's how I've done that. So if you still don't understand, I'm going to show you the teams now, and I'm going to show you what's happened with each team and how I think they'll do throughout the season. Starting with Athletic Bilbao, this was the easiest team to convert by far. They only had 1 French player, and I think it's because they've got this sort of rule where you can only have players from a certain Spanish region play for you. So it was very easy, but they've got a cracking team anyway. I think they might be league favourites, come the end of the season. 4.5 star. That's the least a team's been affected in these types of experiments so far. Atletico Madrid are quite the opposite. They've been knocked down 2 star. They have received a couple of players back from loan, namely Javi Manquillo. He fills into the left back position, but you can see there's the most obvious weakness here is at the centre back position. Moya is going to be having a lot to do. He's going to try and keep some clean sheets here. We saw last time that if you had a poor goalkeeper, you did finish near the bottom of the league, despite you having a decent team. CA Osasuna have got an alright team. They've managed to get a 3.5 star team. They might be near the top of the league. It's very different to what happened in real life. Solid team, 70s all round, and I expect them to do well and do a solid job. Leganes have also got a decent team. They've got a pretty thin squad. Most of the teams have got pretty thin squads when I've taken away players. But again, 70s all round, even better you'd argue than the previous team. Got a cracking team, and there's not really a weakness to their squad, and I expect them as well to do pretty well this season. You can tell that the teams are going to be pretty even, and it's not going to be much between them. Another 3.5 star team. You can see the weakness here is up front, but you can see Aspas can carry the team. We've got a couple 80 rated players. If they use and exploit this right hand side, they'll probably be having a lot of fun this season. On to Deportivo Alaves. Again, a 3.5 star team, and they're 70s all round. You can see that it'll be very interesting to see how this finishes. You can't see any clear winners. There's a lot of competition for Europa League spots, Champions League spots. It's certainly going to be interesting to see where team finishes around about that mid-table area. There will be a couple of weaknesses which you can see soon, but you don't know whereabouts the teams in the middle are going to finish. Barcelona, they have had a knock of 1 star, but their squad has still managed to stay firm. A bit of a weakness there in the goalkeeper. This team I expect to do alright, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were to miss out on Europe due to their goalkeeper. Goalkeeper seems to have a very massive influence on simulated matches. Granada, by far the worst team we've seen in this experiment. Like, they even beat Watford, by loads. Watford didn't even finish last. If these don't finish last, then I'll be very, very surprised. I mean, you look at the team, there's some 30s, but you've got a solid 3 30s there. If they manage to score more than 20 goals, I'll be surprised. And they've got a 30 in the back. I think they've got the worst goalkeeper we've seen so far. They've got a 51 right back. If they didn't have Sergi Stamper on loan from Barcelona, then I don't know. I don't think it'd help them, to be honest, but yeah, I can just place a prayer for Granada, and if they get any points this season. I'll be interested to see who they're against, to be fair. Moving on to Malaga, another 3.5-star team. It's better 3.5-star team, but again, the goalkeeper lets them down. 62, only 1 rating higher than Granada's. You can see there they've got solid players apart from the goalkeeper. It just depends how much rides on this goalkeeper, and can Aaron save them being near that bottom 3 at the end of the season. Moving on to Deportivo La Coruña, you've got again another 3.5-star team. I sound like a broken record at this point, I know, but you know, they've got an alright goalkeeper. They've got some low 70s, some high 70s. Exposito, their centre attacking midfielder, is their lowest rated player, and again, you don't know how well they're going to do due to, you know, all these teams being round about the same level. Espanyol are a team I expect to do pretty well this season. You have a look, they've got an 82 rated goalkeeper in Lopez. They've got quite a few Lopez's, as you can see, around the team, especially in the defence. And they're playing 4-4-2 formation. That won the league last time. It'll be interesting to see how they do. I expect them to be up there, you know, near the top at the end of the season. Moving on to Real Betis, we've got a solid team. Again, I expect them to be probably one of the higher 3.5-star teams. Over half the teams here are 3.5 stars. I'll come to the conclusion. But they've got a, you know, solid goalkeeper, which helps them, and a decent front two. They've got a solid defence. That back 5, I expect to do all right, despite them having a 65 rated player in there. Yeah, I expect Real Betis to probably be in the European spots. Right, the same star rating as Barcelona, Real Madrid have also got a very good team, despite them losing some of their star players, namely their front 3. But they've still got a solid front 3, which can certainly challenge for the title this season, I think. I still think Atletico Bilbao are the front runners, but this team, they've got some solid players which no other team has. They've got some of the best Spanish players there, namely Ramos, Isco. They've got some, you know, athletic players as well. Asensio, you've got Morata, heavily linked with Man United this season. So, you know, they've got a team able to fight for the title. It's just, will they beat Bilbao to that spot at the end of the season? Real Sociedad are also 4 stars. They've got some, you know, an all-round decent team. The only position which really lets them down is the goalkeeper, but it's not one of the worst we've seen. I expect them to be in the Europa League spots, but I can see some of the 3.5-star teams beating them due to their goalkeeper and how reliable the goalkeepers are in simulated matches. On to SD Eibar. Again, another solid 70 rated team. Again, it's a rather shallow squad, shall I say. There's not much depth in each position, but you can see the starting 11 is very solid. Right, moving on to Sevilla. They wouldn't have had a solid team if I didn't take a bunch of their players from their B team, which are located in the 2nd division of Spanish football. They still got a, you know, noticeable weaknesses. The right back areas, the only 60 rated area which I can see, but you've got a couple of low 70s there as well. I expect them to do all right this season, but you know, if I didn't take some from the B team, they would definitely be near the bottom. Sporting Gijón have got a decent team as well, another 3.5-star team. I don't really need to say it at this point, you can just check if you want. Low 70s, the defence is all right. A solid team again. I'm repeating myself because all these teams are very similar, which will be interesting to see who finishes where at the end of the season. Las Palmas have got a solid spine, I'd say. Until you reach the striking position. That's probably their only weakness. Exposito. They've got some, you know, players which you'd expect to do well this season, especially their midfield. If they can create enough chances, you might be seeing some goals from Exposito, but you know, it just depends on how well they can supply Exposito and how well he can finish the chances. Second last team is Valencia. They're back to the 2 centre-backs. Ayala and Jimenez might let them down a bit. Keeper will have a lot to do. I expect them to do fine. I don't expect them to be in any trouble. But saying that, we haven't seen many low-rated teams this season. So you can only have a guess at which of these teams are going to go down at the end of the season. It might be a surprise. We might see Valencia down there, as they were this season. And finally, we've got Villarreal with a solid team. Another 4-4-2 formation. Fernandez, a solid keeper. Their only weakness at the centre-back again, Iñiguez. The front 2, again, solid. And I expect them to do more than fine this season. Right, I'm simulating this in tournament mode. I'm simulating it as Granada, just so I can see where their points actually came. And who they actually got their points against. because I can't really check anyone else's results. I'm not going to be playing as them or anything, trying to cheat my way into it. I'm literally just going to simulate, because I have to control a team. I'll be controlling Granada. These are all the teams. You can see compared against each other, there's lots of even teams, apart from Atletico Madrid are a bit behind, and Granada are, they'd be good at nothing. Right, here are the league teams in the league table. You can see here, the top 4 obviously getting the Champions League, the 2 below that getting to Europa League, and obviously the bottom 3 go down. I haven't put it in the actual league just because, you know, I don't want transfers to happen. It's in tournament mode, and I haven't put it in the actual tournament for the league because you get teams at the halfway point that play in different amount of games and that. So what I've decided to do is just making sure everyone plays the games at the same time. So we've got a definite halfway point and a definite end point where everyone's played the fixtures. So without further ado, let's get onto this halfway point. 19 games in. I've worked it out this time. Last time for some reason I couldn't half 38, right? Halfway stage, yeah. Right, halfway through the season, and we've got a very tight top 5. As you can see here, the top 3 teams are all on 36 points. So it's very competitive at the top of the table. Top 4 is made up by Athletic Bilbao, Villarreal, Espanyol and Sevilla. The rest of the Europe spots at the moment are Atletico Madrid and Deportivo. Real Madrid are in 9th, Barcelona in 10th. Again, very close between the 2 El Clasico rivals. Bottom 3 are made up by Celta Vigo, Las Palmas and Granada. But you can see here the table's pretty tight. You can see that the top 10 are only 10 points away, so very tight, and I wouldn't be surprised if one of the 10th place managed to catch up on first. You never know what will happen, and we'll just have to see at the end of the season. Right, this is how the table ends. It's very different at the top, apart from the league leaders. Athletic Bilbao really ran away with it at the end. You can see there they won the league by a whopping 11 points. Top 4 is made up by Villarreal, Real Madrid and Real Betis. 5th and 6th also get Europe. They are Eibar and Espanyol. Espanyol were up there halfway the season and they just dropped off. They couldn't hold it for the rest of the season. Barcelona finished in 9th place. Atletico Madrid finished in 7th, just missing out on Europe. The bottom 3 were Malaga, who missed out by a point. Deportivo also missed out by 2 points. And Granada, they've got 1 win in the entire season. I can confirm that was against Celta Vigo. They were 33 points behind Alaves in 19th and 35 points off safety. I didn't think they'd do very well. And yeah, it's just going to prove. They have a goal difference of minus 69. Minus 69. I mean, that is atrocious. But you saw the team at the start of the season. It would have been something if they managed to accumulate, you know, over 10 points. They actually managed to get half their points in the first 3 games of the season, which is a bit surprising. But despite that, things evened out and they did finish where everyone expected them to. In the top scorers list, their 12th place Real Sociedad had the top scorer in Oyarzabal. Castro, Moreno, Aspas and Iñaki Williams make up the top 5. I'll scroll down here if you want to see all the top goal scorers in the top 25. In terms of assists, you've got Iñaki Williams with 12, Denis Suarez with 11, and the top 5 are made up by Torres, Adrian and Camarasa. Lopez got the most clean sheets of the season with Adan, Ali Zabalaga, Nauzet and Varas as the top 5. You can tell why I didn't take Spanish. And that ends this video and experiment. If you did enjoy, please leave a like, comment what else you want to see on the channel. I am free to upload anything throughout the end of FIFA 17. I am doing streams every now and again, so if you want to comment anything you want to see us do in the future for FIFA 18, or just anything in general, just have a chat about any topic you wish. I will be streaming throughout the week when I'm free. I have got some stuff on in the coming weeks, but I should have plenty of time to upload more of these. Let us know what you want to see in the comments. Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this experiment. I hope you've enjoyed the outcome, and I hope you've learned something new. Thank you very much for once again, and I'll see you later, lads.